wanted to thank everybody for coming out. We wanted to get you out to the new spot for Camp Nenookaasi. We've been through 2 evictions this week, so we wanted to give Nicole and any others who wanted to speak the chance to talk to you and give a few words here. So I'll just let Nicole come up and sing.
Bonjour, I'm Nicole Mason, a resident here of East Phillips and a grandmother, a mother of 5 children, and I'm the camp organizer here, or a camp organizer here of Camp Nenookaasi. I want to let people know that I'm absolutely disgusted by the city of Minneapolis for what they've done. That they say that we sit at the table and that they would call me if there was an eviction and give me the heads up. Shake my hand and promise that to me. And 2 times now, we have not been notified. I'm really saddened by that the city would replace us with pieces of concrete on the ground. That's property over people. When has our people of the city of Minneapolis become so numb and have such an inhumane act on our people here? Like as if they don't matter. These are human beings. Can everybody say that with me? These are human beings. When do we look at them as just addicts or just homeless people on the street? Every single person here at Camp Nenookaasi is on some kind of housing list, waiting for their ticket to come one day to say, hey, you have a referral. Only to say you have your referral today, but it doesn't mean that you're going into housing today. You may not go into housing for another month. With these evictions, if we weren't involved, where the outreach workers could come like they have this morning to check up on their clients, they'd be looking all over the streets. Heck, I'm looking for residents all over the streets because the police and drones were following us all evening long, even into ceremony. The drones did not respect our ceremony. They were over our ceremony place. When do we have respect for our traditions, our ceremony, or people? I'm so upset. They keep playing this whack-a-mole with us, right? I'm in the game. We're all in the game now. And it's not fair. It's absolutely not fair that they say we what do you call that? They support the healing center. They support this cultural-based treatment center for the people. They're willing to do a land transfer to Red Lake so that this can happen, and then we have a person that, organization that can oversee this, right? But yet they want to evict in the way that they've evicted time after time. I'm still looking for my belongings, my sacred items, because I'm worried about the people. Where are my things? That's how they feel as well. The city thinks, oh, we're going to exhaust the allies. We're going to exhaust angry grandma, and then she'll give up. She'll go home. No. Guess what? I told the police, I told Eric Hansen, I am an Ojibwe grandmother. You can't get any stronger than that. And I'm not going anywhere. We need to start holding the city accountable for these evictions. Where are the people supposed to go? Outreach was not, they need to be held accountable. That outreach was not notified about the eviction. So there was no plan as to where the people were going to go. There was no storage available. So they take away all the resources of the relatives here. They literally ripped it from under their feet and made no resources available for them. They wouldn't let people come in to help them move their belongings, tape. The outreach workers, I've been told by outreach workers that they were behind the tape and not allowed to come in to help the relatives, to help them get into shelter, or to help them even with their belongings when they have that relationship with them. When does the mayor, when is he held accountable? Yes. I want to make a public call out for Governor Waltz, Peggy Flanagan. Where's Aisha Gomez? I want all of our senators, Fateh, on board here. You guys need to help protect us. Yes. Because the mayor is being very unkind with the people here. We are residents of Minnesota. We're residents of Ward 9, East Phillips. I'm born and raised here. 46 years old. I've been here 46 years in East Phillips. You tell me that I have to go. I'm going nowhere. I'm from Southside. This is home. Why do they get to tell us where and where we can't be when there's nowhere to go? That's the point. They have no solution as to where human beings are supposed to go. They're supposed to wander the streets. It's dangerous. At least here there's a community and they are very much safe here. They take care of each other. It's proven facts that there's less ODs, there's less crime. We get penalized for some things when the police did not keep us safe. Who oversees the police? Yeah. When is he held accountable? I'm calling him out because I no longer sit at the table, right? You tell me I'm sit at the table and then the chair's ripped right from underneath me. And so at this point, I think it's time to call more grandmothers in, more Ojibwe grandmothers to come protect our people. There's nothing stronger than that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nicole. Yeah, we don't have any other speakers right now, so if you want to ask any questions, I'll pass the mic back over.
Yes.
How many residents are staying at this camp today?
From yesterday, the 7 that we were able to help house, 3 people were housed, 4 people were housed through Avivo. 3 people were housed elsewhere, so 7 people went into shelter housing yesterday. I would say approximately 90 people. I'm gonna look over my list, see who's made it here. There's a lot of missing faces right now, so we have people out scoping the neighborhood looking for our relatives still.
Nicole, you mentioned people heading into shelter. Is this semi-permanent, or how long do they have to stay there? Is there any kind of end date on? Is it?
It sounds like warming houses where they're able to stay maybe like a room inside of a big house where it's shared living for most of them. And I'm not unsure about the 4 that went to Avivo. It's in the tiny homes or if it's in the overflow of shelter until they get into housing.
Ms. Mason, how many people are here in this encampment now, and how many do you hope to find to come back home?
If my calculations are right, we should have between 90 to 100. Approximately now, I see about 60. So we have a lot of people that we still are looking for.
I know that after the first eviction that you had a meeting with the mayor and they promised to follow up and have ensuing meetings. Can you tell us what that process was and if they followed up with you about those meetings?
I sent a few email responses back and forth, text messages. We were not notified of either of the evictions that they were coming. They just came. We woke up in the morning, there were drones. You could see police staging city vehicle staging. So I called friends and said that I needed help. It's hard to wake up that way. I had to wake the relatives up and say, we have drones over us. We have city vehicles and police outside. Can you imagine to be woke up in that way? Usually I wake them up with our powwow music, smudge, coffee, you know, saying breakfast is coming or breakfast is in the... That's the way I like to wake them up, not to drones where we hear them buzzing up ahead of us. Drones also, as they followed us, they circled above my house for a long time yesterday. They circled above our ceremony yesterday.
Can you elaborate on some of the law enforcement response, types of vehicles, approximate estimate of number of officers in vehicles?
It was a whole lot.
They said 90 officers were at the last eviction and 70 at the first one at the meeting.
90 probably at the first one, and maybe 70 this time. That sounds about right.
Can you describe how the residents are doing, how this is taking a toll doing the evictions constantly? How has that affected the residents?
Well, if I could think back when we were at the Wall of Forgotten Natives and how I saw so many tears, where are we gonna go? Or even from the first one on Cedar and Franklin, when I first became involved, and I asked my friend Kristen, like, are you down to come and help me with this? And she said, yeah. You know, she didn't even have to think twice. She knew this is what we were meant to do. I see less and less tears, less anxiety as they see all of the allies, how we hug them with protection and care and love. Have friends that come and make sure that they hear the music, that they get smudge. And we continue that to keep anxiety down and say, I got you. We ain't going anywhere. You lower that anxiety, that trauma a lot with healing. I think there's a lot of things in this world that are out there that maybe you can't see, but you know that they're there.
The city keeps saying that there are a certain number of shelter beds available. I think at the news conference on Tuesday, Margaret Anderson Kelleher said something around 90. What is your take on that? What numbers are you seeing in terms of available shelter?
We called during eviction, and there were 5 shelter beds open. 5.
It has to do with when you do the count. So if you do the count in the morning of shelter beds, that's when a temporary bed means single night. Everybody's to leave at 7 a.m. So if you count then, that's the full number of beds that are available in the city. If you do the count at night, when people have claimed those beds, you will see the number significantly drop. Not enough for our residents here at camp.
Yes.
What does your relationship look like going forward with the city? What would you like to see offered up by them, and what do you need here at this current spot that residents are?
I'd like to see the land transfer happen so that we can move as quickly as we can to build this treatment center with lodging for our people. I would like to see when they give me their word that they actually keep it.
Yes.
What do you say, what do you think that the message that is being sent by the mayor's, scorched earth tactics of covering native land with concrete and metal, what does that send to the native community?
There's no respect. Like I said, it's completely disgusting to me. I'm really hurt to see that. I'm really hurt that these human beings, these wonderful human beings inside these fences did not count enough, did not matter enough, that we were replaced with scrap concrete. Can you imagine saying, you don't matter? That our existence doesn't matter enough, that we were replaced with scrap concrete. all over. They spread that scrap concrete over Mother Earth and kicked us off our own land. You have to remember that this is stolen land here that we're on. We've had a lot of things taken from us and a lot of government people to keep telling our Native people what they have to do. And our approach is give us land, give us the resources, and let us take care of our own people. It's time for us to bring back language, culture, and tradition to our people. That's what the government's scared of. They're scared for our people to have their language. They know how powerful Indigenous people are with their language and their culture and their traditional ways. And that's why we get the pushback. I need them to be on board and have this happen immediately. I don't understand why we're waiting any longer. We need to be sitting at the table. These residents need to sit at the table and make decisions for their own lives.
For anyone who's going to be watching or hearing this tonight and they want to help the people here, how can they do so?
You're the techie lady. I'm gonna hand that over.
Ways that you can help include continuing to contact City Council and City Administration, supporting the three. There are 3 things that were put forward at City Council by Aisha Chugtai, Areen Chowdhury, and Jason Chavez. They include a safe outdoor space policy, as well as a humane encampment response policy, and finally also some data tracking in relation to the way that encampments are evicted. Other ways you can help are by going to Nenookaasi.com. There are ways to contribute time, as well as, we take donations, but we really appreciate time and presence and people showing up here. Come through, spend time with the relatives, spend time at this camp, get to know people, because these are human beings. As Nicole said, these are beautiful, wonderful people. I've made friends in this camp. I can't turn my eyes away from them now that I know the people the way I do, and I invite everyone to build those relationships too.
Good.
Thanks for your time.